Well, hello, my sunshiny friends. How are we doing today? Obviously, by the title, this isn't the happiest, best video, but I still think we should talk about it. So, hello, my name is Cheryl. This is my channel, Sunshine Storyline. For anyone who is new here, for the past 100+ days, I have been taking Zepbound, which is this medication here in the form of a pen. It was prescribed to me by my doctor many months ago. It took a lot of hoops to jump through, prior authorizations, a whole bunch of garbage in order to begin this medication. This medication specifically, Zepbound, is prescribed for people with chronic obesity. I was diagnosed with chronic obesity. My BMI was, I want to say 39 or something like that. And I also suffer from CKD. I don't really suffer. I really don't have any symptoms that I'm well aware of. But regardless, this medication is helping me with lots and lots of things. I am currently 32 pounds down because of this medication. Now, there are several medications similar to this one, but for weight management specifically, we are talking about Wegovy and Zepbound, and I believe, oh, hold on, I will check. There's one more, Saxenda. So as many of you may be aware, on June 13th, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan sent letters to some of their insured explaining changes coming for select weight loss drugs for some commercial members. So basically, here's a copy of the letter here with all of my notes. I do not live in Michigan. This is not my letter. This is a letter that has been shared multiple times on the internet by people in support groups, Facebook groups, and the such. So this is the letter. It's provider alert is what it says. And it basically says that Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan in their Blue Care network. So I don't know if that's only in this particular or if this letter just went out to those members, are changing how we approach coverage of glucagon-like peptide-1 receptor agonists known as GLP1, the three medications that we talked about, Saxenda, Wegovy, and Zepbound, which is what I take. That these drugs indicated for weight loss for our fully insured large group commercial members. Here's what will change. So beginning August 1st, all PAs, all prior authorizations are no longer. At midnight on August 1st, on July 31st, they're all wiped out. So August 1st, everyone who's been taking these medications needs to obtain a new PA from their doctor. And then it goes on to say that January 1st, 2025, the coverage will end. There will be no more coverage for these medications. In the meantime, they are letting them know that the criteria has also changed. And the criteria means that you will have to be 18 years or older. I guess there was some kids under that 18 mark that had been prescribed the medication in the past. It must be prescribed by a healthcare provider, and you have to see your doctor or your healthcare provider in person. There will be no more telehealth visits allowed. The medication, the prescriber must document the member's current baseline within 30 days. The prescriber must document the member's active participation in a lifestyle modification program, working with a coach, tracking food, and exercising. And then it goes on to list, these members have to sign up with their organization that's going to be tracking all of this. And you need to have a BMI of 35 or higher. Obese is 30. So that right there in itself is crazy to me, that the insurance company is changing the BMI. A BMI is 30 to be obese. Now you have to be morbidly obese in order to obtain, and that's only until January. That just blows my mind. And then there's other guidelines in effect that they will have to be doing these it wasn't called telehealth, it was called something else. Sorry, I don't have that in front of me, where you have to be enrolled in this program that they're providing. So a lot to kind of unpack here. Obviously, the most concerning thing right now is how is this going to affect the rest of us? Because often what we have seen over the past year is everything's a snowball effect. So as you saw from my thumbnail, I do indeed have Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it is Network Blue New England. So this was Blue Care Network from Michigan is where this is coming from. So I would almost venture to bet, if I was a betting gal, that you're going to start seeing the trickle down effect through Blue Crosses and then maybe even other insurance companies over the next several weeks to months. I did find it a little interesting. So I was reading a Newsweek article from June 13th that was kind of going through the whole thing. And it says that Blue Cross Blue Shield did their own study. So it says that a spokesperson for Blue Cross told Newsweek the decision came after careful consideration of GLP-1 weight loss drugs, efficacy, safety, access, and cost. They did not expand on what these concerns were, but research published by the insurer, by Blue Cross, in May found that most people are unlikely to see lasting benefits from weight loss medication. How do they have research? Like, this medication hasn't been out long enough to have research to say that it doesn't have long-lasting effects. Like, that kind of blows my mind. I did also find it a little interesting. So the word efficacy, I'm sorry, I cannot say that word. Efficacy actually means the ability to produce a desired or intended result. I don't really know how Blue Cross is saying that they did a study that it's not producing a desired result. I mean, we're all in these support groups. We're all watching these videos. We're all doing the things. And I feel like more than 80% of the people that we're watching and that we're communicating with on these Facebook groups or on YouTube comments and the such are seeing results. Some slower than others, but people are definitely seeing results. So I'm very curious. They're not naming this study specifically, but I am very curious, as to what this study was, because I don't think this is accurate. I think it's a money thing. That's my personal opinion. I feel like Blue Cross doesn't want to cover it. And they do go on to say, they did mention the cost. Hold on. Because there is something else that makes me feel like it does say that Razia Hashmi, who is the Vice President of Clinical Affairs at Blue Cross Blue Shield, said, when patients take medication, we want it to be safe and effective. Unfortunately, weight loss isn't as simple as filling a prescription. No kidding. However, this prescription is helping people gain the tools that they need in order to have the weight loss. I feel like Blue Cross would rather people have the excess weight and have all of the problems that go along with it than pay for the medication. There was something else about, like, maybe, obviously, Novo Nordisk is disappointed in the move. They wanted to expand their coverage. And, they obviously, we know that both Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk are in the process of developing more medication, but that's obviously going to be a roadblock for them if Blue Cross is not going to cover these medications. And, so many people. So this has affected, just in Michigan alone, 10,000 people. So, I mean, assume that there's 10,000 people in 50 states. What are we talking here? 500,000 people that are going to be affected by this. Like, this is just crazy to me. I feel like this is just a money move, and they don't want to pay for it. We also have a responsibility as stewards of our members and customers' premiums to ensure that the drugs we pay for benefit our members without adding excessive costs that impact all members and customer groups. So that kind of tells me they don't want to pay for it because it's expensive. I get that. I feel like Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly needs to figure this out, and they need to be making this more affordable because the insurance companies are not going to be paying for it. And it's hard to obtain. So now that's becoming a problem, and I think the insurance companies are just sick of it. But I feel like this is all money. It does, however, blow my mind that they would rather pay for chronic kidney disease treatments, sleep apnea treatments, heart disease treatments, diabetes medication, and all of these other things that we know that it's helping. They'd rather pay for medication and treatment and long-term for all of these other things than pay for what is helping people right now. That is just kind of mind-boggling to me. So that's kind of my rant for the Blue Cross situation. It's very frustrating. I feel like I'm just now waiting for the hammer to drop. I feel like it's just going to be a matter of time. So I'm kind of holding my breath, kind of trying to tread above water right now and trying to come up with a plan. So as most of you know, and you saw my refrigerator situation the other day, I have 5 pens on hand currently. So you may have seen like a little bit more in the refrigerator, but that was my 2.5 box that has one in it. And then there was just one left in my 5 milligram box and then a new box. So I took a shot today. I have 5 milligram pens. I do have 1 or 2 2.5 milligram pens in there. So I have 5 weeks in the refrigerator right now. I put in my prescription order today, hoping to get another box next week if it's available. We don't know what's available. I did get really lucky last month, and it was less than a week. It could have even been longer. My days and weeks all run together. You guys probably know better than I do. But last week was really quick compared to the month before, which was 7 or 9 weeks or something like that. So I'm hopeful that maybe I will get something in the next week or so, and I'm just going to keep trying to get on hand as much as I can and ride it out as long as I can possibly ride it out. I do have a doctor's appointment in July, so, I don't know that she's going to have much more information. I just really hope that, New England and the rest of the country doesn't jump on board with Michigan super quick. I hope that they give us some time to finish up some of the studies that are currently going. Like I know, for instance, the CKD study, one of them was completed and they actually didn't finish it because it was showing such good results that they kind of felt like they didn't need to finish the study. But I believe that there is another one still active. So I'm desperately hoping for the results of that to come out soon. So worst case scenario is maybe the insurance companies will start to cover it for the CKD. I'm still quite a bit away from being under the BMI, but I'm not far away now from that 35. I'd have to double check. I might be 37, but 35 is just like, that's kind of crazy to me. I can't believe that they went from 30 to 35 for the requirements. That just blows my mind, because really you're overweight until you're 27 BMI. So I don't know where they pulled 35. I'm thinking they just pulled it out of their butt. That's mind-boggling to me, because like I said, I'm around 37 and I'm still way, way overweight. So I just hope and pray that if anybody here has been affected, my heart goes out to you. I hope that you're getting a plan in place. Please make an appointment with your doctor. Try to get everything ready, so that you have, and then stockpile as much as you can. If you can start doing that 21 or 28 days and start building up your medication. If you get close to a maintenance spot, try to stretch your medication. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor, but I do know other people who are stretching the medication. My sister-in-law is on one of the other medications, and she's going 2 weeks now, and she just saw her doctor, and her doctor was fine with that. So it is doable once you get to maintenance to be able to stretch, maybe even once a month. Maybe people can do that. So I hope and pray that no one else is affected anytime soon, and that we can all figure this out so that we're all getting the medications that we so desperately need, that's working for us. So that is going to do it for today. I'd love to see, your input, your comments down below. If you are affected, again, I'm so sorry. I hope that you're able to put a plan together. And if you guys are not yet subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button. Like this video, because it does actually help YouTube to know that I'm here, if you guys are liking it and sharing it with others. And yeah, guys, I will see you all real soon. You have a great night. Bye.